Hello, fellow Star Trek fans. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Clonestar Podcast, where myself and the wonderful Jodi Pickens are going to be talking to an incredible guest. Before we go into that, Jodi, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing great, Mike. Trektastic, if you will.
Trektastic.
Yeah.
I love that. So this week, we are delighted to be joined by an actor who you may recognize from some shows such as Spellbound and Impulse, and one of my personal favorites, Salvation, The Murdoch Mysteries, Umbrella Academy, The Expanse, but of course, us Trekkies know her best as Commander Tracy Pollard from Star Trek Discovery. We are thrilled to welcome Raven Dauda to the show. Raven, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thank you for having me.
So just before we dive in, I do have to quickly say that this week's episode is proudly sponsored by our dear friends over at Cool Water Productions, who work with a variety of talent, helping connect creators, performers in all kinds of weird and wonderful ways. And we're incredibly grateful for them helping us out and help bringing these lovely people closer to you so we can tell those wonderful stories. So first things first then, Raven. Did you grow up in a creative household?
Well, creative depends on what we mean by that.
Well, we like vague because then it kind of throws the door out to anything else.
I grew up in a creative household. My brother is an artist as well. He paints and draws and does photography. My mother, she was the type of creative person who could sew anything without a pattern. I would look in a magazine and say, "Oh, Mom, I want this," or for prom, I want to have that type of dress. And she'd just go ahead and cut it and make it. So she had that type of creativity in her. My other siblings, my sisters, they're more in the math area with working within the banks and having their own company.
Creative with numbers.
Exactly. We all have our creativity in different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What were you like when you were younger? Were you drawn to storytelling? Did you want to always be a performer? What was 5-year-old Raven like?
Oh, wow. This is a great question. Because I always felt that I was, a different kind of kid.
Yeah.
Always off in some form of make-believe in my own mind. And so I just gravitated towards that. I mean, I was also one of those latchkey kids where I lived on a street where all of us would get together while we're waiting for our parents, So what do we do to amuse ourselves? Oh, we create a magic show. We put on a play and would polish it so that when the parents came home, they got a first-class show. So I feel like I came by it naturally in that way, where I grew up in Ottawa, Ontario, and it was really a very family-friendly environment. It was very safe, and the kids, once again, we just took care of ourselves. And so I was always inventing things. Even a game of Operation, we would have we would have a backstory behind that. Oh my God, he's gonna die. What are we gonna do? Okay, we gotta remove the wrench and don't breathe. We went there.
You went the extra mile.
We went that extra mile. We were those kids,
So drama was a big part of what you were doing. I see that.
Yeah. Drama, was a big part. And then I auditioned for the school plays. My first play was Cinderella. I played an evil stepsister, and this was I think I was grade 5, grade 4, grade 5, really tiny. And I loved it. I was bitten by my first laugh that I got, and I've been doing it kind of ever since. I do talent shows in intermediate school and in high school. In high school, I got involved in what's called the Ontario. At that time, it was the Ontario Sears Drama Festival. Right. And it was a festival where all the high school kids basically compete against each other doing one-act plays. And Yeah, I will say that my school, Northern Secondary, I'm going to give them a shout out in Toronto. We killed it. We did a two-hander. It was called Penguin Blues by a gentleman named Ethan Frome, and it was myself and one other actor, young kid. We were in an alcoholic rehabilitation center.
So it's a bit heavy for school, isn't it?
It was. We were 16. We were 16. And I played a nun and he played a radio jockey. And we're both like in this, rehab together. And it was intense. And it was one of those where like, it was dealing with issues of abuse and obviously substance abuse, but just like, abuse that nuns did. And like, it was intense. Crying, I was given my best like Tony award-winning performance every time, man. And sure enough, yeah, like it was received really well. And I, from then on went to a high school for the arts and then a college for the arts. So it just grew from there, but it was always something in my heart that I just had to do.
So safe to say then that acting is very much on the brain since the age of 5. Okay.
Yeah, I always say it's a good thing because I can't do anything else. Like I've tried. I've tried doing temp jobs, being a receptionist. Like I can type, but having to answer the phones and message people and stuff.
I think Hans Zimmer said it best. He says creative people are unemployable because they work from 9 till 5. They work from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Yes.
So they're unemployable.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes. So I'm like, thank you to the teachers and the people that drive buses and the planes and the accountants. Thank you to my accountant because I'm an artist.
Yep. So was that a departure from your family? Like, were there other performers in the family?
Not so much, not in that sense. And it's funny because like my other siblings, like, sure they can, my sister has a beautiful voice, but, and she writes too. But that's been their sort of like side job or on the side, not front and foremost. So I'm kind of doing it for all of us, giving it a good go. Somebody's got to go.
Yeah, someone's got to do it.
Do it. I'm like, if I must, okay. Play for a living, okay.
So what were your kind of inspirations then growing up? Were there any particular actors or films or shows in that really kind of like, I want to be like that?
Yeah. Like the Queen for me is Meryl Streep. She was always the one. And I love because she could do anything. She could do accents and she just had such a grounded range. And it was like real. It wasn't like acting, or hackting as we sometimes do. That's my specialty. I can't help it. Try and be subtle, Raven. Try and be subtle. No.
Sorry, I don't know that word.
What's that? Yeah, exactly. And then obviously as I got, older, like people like Viola Davis has rocked it out for me. Angela Bassett, like those queens for me, I'm always chasing after them. Viola Davis, especially because I've done a few theatrical plays that she's also done as well. So
nice.
Doubt, that she did the movie version. I played that same role. Got nominated for an award here in Canada for doing that one, I'll just say. We have an award system called the Dora Awards, and so that was one of them. There's also a play called Intimate Apparel. Mm-hmm. She did that. I also played the lead role for that. So I've kind of been chasing after her. In spirit. I know that there's no catching up to Viola. If you're watching this, you're good, girl. You're good. You don't have to worry about me. I'm back here in my lane. It's all good, honey.
She's got her own level of
she's doing her own thing. But it's inspiring, right? The question was about who's inspiring me. So these are the ones that are inspiring me. And then a shout out for the guys, I would say back in the day, it was Bobby D. Robert De Niro inspired me. Leonardo DiCaprio, when he was younger doing Gilbert Grape and all that stuff, really inspired me. And I mean, he still inspires me now, but those were the ones that kind of framed what I felt acting was, that reached not only through the screen, but that did something internally to me. So yeah.
They all seem to be people, at least in my opinion, as people who embrace the character fully that they're given, no matter how big of a role or small of a role, that they own it completely.
Yeah.
And I think that's a testament to what we've seen of you, even in our Trek world. So
that's my jam right there. When we go in,
we are all in.
We go all in. Yeah.
We go all in.
You're not just dipping your toe in, you're going all the way up to the edge.
Right? Let's get wet. What are we doing? What are we doing? Right.
If you're going to do it right.
Absolutely.
My brother has a saying. He says, do it like you mean it.
Yeah.
Do it like you mean it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right? Everything.
Right? Everything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, okay then. So what first made acting feel more like an interest rather and something that you actually wanted to pursue rather than just like a side hobby?
Well, okay, so we're gonna get real here. I'm gonna share a little bit.
I told you we only do the difficult questions.
It was acting for me was a real. Once again, it was someplace I could throw myself into. It was a safe haven, because growing up Black in Ottawa, lovely place, but there was like one other family that looked like me.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of loneliness and isolation that I was going through as a young Black child growing up in a predominantly white area. And then also there were struggles at home. My home life was quite volatile. My father, unfortunately, was an alcoholic. He struggled a lot. Mental health issues, really suffered. And so because of his suffering, the whole family suffered. And I didn't feel at home, didn't feel at home at school, didn't feel like I was one of those kids that kind of would buddy up with the jocks, and I would do track and all that stuff. Then I'd be buddies with the drama kids, and I'd be buddies with I didn't quite fit anywhere, but I tried to just, right? So when acting hit, it was like, oh, I get to play, I get this. And I get to do all the things that I want to do, because I did love hanging out with the jocks. I loved hanging out with my cheerleader friends and the basketball geeks. And I loved hanging out with the drama club. And I loved being a part of the music. I played sax for a little while. I played clarinet first and then tenor sax in band, like stage band. So I loved all the different groups, and acting allowed me access to all the different parts of me in a sense. And it gave me a safe haven. It gave me a place where, a little bit of escapism. I didn't have to deal with all the real shit going on back home or in the spaces. Yeah.
And I think everybody needs that kind of escape sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether that's acting or, art or music or something. I think everybody just needs an escape from the day-to-day, because let's face it, life is hard. If life was easy, it wouldn't be worth living.
Right? Life be lifing all the time. It doesn't stop 24/7.
I'm stealing that. Life be lifing. I like that.
I am. We need that on a shirt.
Yeah,
we'll get some t-shirts made up.
Right? I think I might have stolen it from Taraji P, one of my good friends.
Yeah.
I've never met her, but she's also another one I'm chasing, okay?
She's up there too. Oh, I love it.
So when you were starting out then, what felt most exciting? And what was most challenging?
Okay. So we're saying from the beginning of my...
Let's say, okay, so you've got through school and you're now out in the big wide world. You're, 18, 19. What was the most exciting and what was the most challenging?
Well, I guess it's kind of the same. The most challenging was getting a job.
Yep.
It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard out here. for a pimp. But no, like really, like, and also I left theater school. I should say I left theater school in a shroud of shame. That's how I felt. Yeah, because I didn't graduate because I was very tender. So I do a lot of things, humor, you see me with my humor, but I do a lot of things to be light and be bright. And in theater school, they have this mentality in a lot of theater schools where they will tear you down. And from that tearing down, that rubble, they will build up an actor.
Yeah.
That's just abuse. Okay, let's just say what that is. I didn't know that then. I didn't have the voice to say that then. But I'm like, I can't be paying you to be doing that to me.
Yeah.
I understand the theory behind it, but there's better ways. There's better ways to teach people and to get people, especially actors, being vulnerable with their bodies, with their selves. There's better ways to get, art out of someone. But I digress. The point being, it was really hard for me, and I was called names. I was told I sucked. I was like berated by the teachers. I was like, it was hard. And I had too thin a skin. And so I left, had my tail between my legs. I left and came back to Toronto. This was in Vancouver. I came back to Toronto and just started waitressing. I could do that. And I did that very well at a restaurant called Yoso's. It's a really beautiful high-end restaurant at Avenue in Davenport. Shout out to Yoso's, where like all these celebrities would come in because it was really close to the Four Seasons. But even better about it was that it was created by a gentleman named Joso Spralia. He's a musician, a Croatian musician and an artist who had his own show on CBC. So it was just this beautiful place of exotic art on the wall, fine food, music, and people, celebrities coming in. So I pretty much waitressed there for like on and off, literally like 10, 13 years, like on and off.
Oh, wow.
It was one of those places that I just kept going back to because they're also family. And one of the owner's daughters, she had my photos and resumes like in the cupboard. And so anytime somebody came in, she'd be like, here's Reid.
Here.
Here's a celebrity. I was like, okay,
now, please tell me you've been back since.
I haven't in a long time. I did go back when I won an award for a play that I created. I got a Dora for it, and so I went back to be like, "Hey guys,
I did it."
And they did it, and they took a big picture of it and blew it up and put it on the wall because they have photos of the people who've come in.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Lawrence Fishburne signed that photo and was like, congratulations, and
that's awesome.
May always get your back. Yeah. I was like, damn.
Thank you. Very cool.
Thank you, Morpheus. Thank you. I love you, Cowboy Curtis. Anyways, so so it was hard to really answer your question. It's taken me, 10 minutes to answer your question.
That's right, but that's fine.
But yeah, the struggle was real. And during that time, like, you really learn who you are as a person, because getting so many no's, getting so much rejection, and you start to like look at yourself under a microscope. Like you start to go to places like, oh, my face does that on camera, and oh, I look like this, and oh, my voice sounds like that, and oh, I suck.
And you're always doubting yourself then as well, aren't you? It's always like, oh, am I not good enough, or this, that, and you just end up spiraling. So
yeah. So you got to just have a real way of developing sense of self, like whether it's having outside hobbies or things that interest you that help to support that this is not your whole world, that gives you some sort of balance. You really need that. And
that takes time, don't you think?
Yeah,
I mean, it does. I mean, there's big life lessons in that era of our lives. I think
100%.
Whether you're a creative person or not, I think that's just time to grow and discover and figure that out. But it isn't always easy. And I think, like you said, can be especially hard on creatives. across the board. So I get that. I went to music school, so your story doesn't fall too far from the musician's course. So
were you told that you suck too?
Yes, that's
yeah.
I don't know a musician who hasn't been told that or.
Well, I mean, I did the really silly thing and I thought, I'm going to go to med school. And I did a whole 6 weeks before I realized, no, I'm not doing med school. I'm going to go and do music and sound engineering. That's way more my kind of job.
Right. So, we relate. We all relate.
Good on you. Good on you.
So, okay, looking back at your early career then, what do you think are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned from those early roles?
Oh, wow. It took me a while to learn it, but trust myself. Because there were so many times when I'd do something, whether it was an audition or a role, and be so in my head and so hypercritical, because I had a little judge in my head that I've since now promoted, but he sat up he's doing something else. He's like cheerleader, head cheerleader now, but
yes.
Before he was an evil judge and would criticize everything. So I couldn't even really enjoy some of the roles that I was doing because I'd watch it back and be like, oh, that sucked. And oh, you did this and you should have said that. And it was terrible. But it took a while to realize because, even sometimes when I did watch the shows back, I'd be like, oh, that was actually pretty good. Huh. Oh,
so do you struggle to watch yourself?
I really used to. Okay. I used to not watch myself. I used to be like Johnny Depp. I'm not going to watch it. I don't need to watch it. But I did. I struggled with...
Because, Adam Driver is very well-known saying that he flat out refuses to watch himself. He will never watch himself. And a lot of the other actors that we've interviewed is interesting because we found the people who do prosthetics find it a lot easier to watch themselves than the people who don't do prosthetics. Because obviously when you're in prosthetics, you don't see yourself necessarily, you see the character, whereas obviously, yourself not wearing prosthetics. So do you struggle now to watch yourself?
No, now I love it. Now I absolutely love it. And it's going to sound cliche, but it's like when I did learn to love myself, not judge myself so much, then I could see myself objectively. And also it just helps because I still will train. Like I'll jump into an acting class every now and then. And it's great because you need to learn, like to see how things translate. And also, I'm also curious as to how they edit it together and then what it looks like, So it's been, I love watching myself now. And I'll yell at myself too. I'll be like, "Oh, girl, you did that! Oh, oh, that was good. You see how you did that to him? You see that? Oh yeah, girl."
But you give the positives just as much as the negatives, and that's the main thing.
I do. I'm that person now. Yeah.
Yeah. You've played. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
You go, Jodi, because you're going to ask the question I was just about to ask. So,
well, at least we're on the same track. So, you've worked across stage and film and television. Did those early experiences help you find your voice as an actor, or was it building the foundation?
It was building the foundation. I actually feel myself to be like a late bloomer. In that, like the first, definitely through my 20s, like I kind of just like showed up, stood on the mark, said my lines, did what I need to do, make friends, but like I was still very like
rigid,
navel gazing, self-absorbed. And because it was just hard. It was hard for me, I think, to find a lot of my identity. So sorry. Go back to your question again. I just want to make sure.
No, that's okay. No, you actually have, I feel, but I will say, was there, with all of your experiences across the different, genres, has there, been those early experiences? Did they help shape your voice or, and build that foundation?
And this is where I want to go with that. Thank you for repeating.
Yeah.
I came across I met this incredible woman. Her name is Debbie Young Anita Africa. And she's like a tour de force artist, storyteller, Jamaican dub poet. And so she's here now in Toronto, Canada. She's traveled all around the world. But she created a system known as the Anita Africa Method. So she started a school, a theater called Wata Theater. It's incredible. And now it's the Black Theater School here in Toronto. Anybody interested, check it out. But she created this methodology known as the Anita Africa Method. And what it did was it helped to just ground yourself. So it's like a self-actualizing process where you learn about what your sleeping habits are, what your oral habits are, what are the stories you tell yourself, what are the rhythms that you have, your daily rhythms, what are like every aspect of being geared around storytelling, but it could be applied to anything, whether you're an actor, photographer, journalist, doesn't matter. But it was going through that program. I was an artist in residence at the Wata Theater, and it was going through that program. This is like 2015, so not that long ago.
Right.
Really, in the grand scheme of things.
Is it?
No.
It's not. 10 years, 11 years ago, not that long. But that's when I really got more grounded in my artistry and was able to own it in a way.
Yeah.
And so,
Do you feel like that might have been like, I have found, at least from your performance in Discovery, that there's a deep humanity to the role you play or the characters you take on. And do you think this was a big part of shaping that for you? Because Absolutely. It seems very, very human, very self-identifying. And I think that's a beautiful thing, that it's a gift that you have as an actor.
Thank you. And it's where I have to give more shout outs, and thank you for that. But I have to give more shout outs to Debbie at Wata, because it's where I created my one-woman show. I never would have done that. So I created a play called Addicted.
Yes.
Dealt with everything, right? Not just drugs and alcohol, but any type of addiction, sex, internet, whatever, food. It was in there. And it started as a project because, being the artist in residency, we would go through different aspects of that Anita Africa method. And it'd be like, this week we're going to work on orality, the stories that we tell ourselves. And so we would go home, do that, and bring it back. Basically, throughout that year, every semester, we would share what our collective work is. And you'd have like 15 minutes of piece of play. And so that's how Addicted started. I never set out to create a one-woman show, like, at all. I was just an artist in residence doing this project. And sure enough, it just grew and grew, because at the end of the year, have a 45-minute show. I invited my high school drama teacher, one of my high school drama teachers, to come see the play, and he loved it.
Nice.
Like, we got to produce it. And I was like, oh my God. It was a really beautiful moment.
Yeah.
And so, that show allowed me to play like 12 characters and do different accents and delve into the myth of storytelling, delve into my own family history, because we call it like autobiographical monodrama. So I was blending real with fantasy. Built these puppets, and they looked more like masked, not like Jim Henson puppets. They looked like,
Yeah.
So went in there, all this to say, from then on, from like 2015, definitely my work at Wata Theater has definitely informed who I am as an artist and performer and storyteller today. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So are there any roles that you've had now looking back and go, right, that was a turning point for me?
There's a few. There's a few, because I find, first of all, the roles that I get since day one, since I started, have been roles that have informed me or were characters that I needed to learn something from. I kid you not. Right. Anything that I needed to work on in my own life, the character would show up or the role would show up, and I'd be doing it. Was the craziest thing, and still to this day. But one role that I have to give a shout out to because it's popping in my head was I played a psychotherapist in Anthrax, the Anthrax story. I'm drawing a blank on that. Hot Zone, Anthrax.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm blanking on everybody's name right now. But oh my gosh.
It's okay. We do this all the time. Yeah.
I feel like I have to look up his name. From Scandal and the guy from Ghost.
I can see who you're talking about.
I'm actually doing a quick little.
Good.
What is his? Oh my gosh! How come I still can't find his name? It's not even popping up.
Who did he play in Scandal?
He was the president.
Yes.
And in Ghost, he was the guy that betrayed Patrick Swayze. Tony Goldwyn. There
it is.
Tony Goldwyn. Yeah, I literally just found it at the same time as you.
Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing.
No,
Tony, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's like, "Who are you? I don't remember you. Who are you?" He would never say that. But so it felt like, because acting off of him, first of all, one of the most generous actors out there. He is so strong in his presence and in the scenes because, he's playing, a terrorist and a gentleman that had a lot of psychological issues going on. And playing off of him was like, I said to myself, it's like playing tennis with like Serena Williams. Like it was back and forth in a way that on the surface seems really simple. But it was such a great exercise. It felt like a play. And we even said that to each other, that it was like doing theater, but being filmed on TV. And so that was the first time of having a very intimate acting relationship on set, even though you're working amongst dozens and dozens of people. It was so cool. It was beautiful. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you've already touched upon this, but you obviously create your own work as a writer and as a performer. So what inspired you then to start telling those stories, and what's your creative process for those?
Well, it's interesting. I feel like the need for me to tell those stories is that I had to. Like I came to a point to myself where it was like looking at myself in the mirror and it's like, bitch, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror, right? Like, what are we doing here? And full disclosure as well, I'm recovering alcoholic. I drank, I smoked, like I would do everything. And it wasn't like I was necessarily stumbling and blacking out. I did that stuff when I was like a teenager. I did my blackout.
We've all done that, yeah.
Then, right? But then it just became like, it's 4:00, getting ready for work. Like waitressing, I'm gonna go and like just drink. Like we were just drinking all the time. People buy you drinks when you're working, and you're drinking and you're working. And then after work, you're drinking, and it was just like a constant thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just became a habit that I couldn't say no to. And that's when it became like an issue for me, when it was something like I felt like I could not be myself without having some sort of bolster or protection. I still had that vulnerability that I had as a kid that couldn't just be in myself in the world. And since then, like I've found wonderful methods, meditation, love it, exercise and all that have helped to help me regulate my system, and also therapy, talk therapy, all the kinds of therapy you can imagine. but yeah, like why I wrote was because I had to, and especially being once again an artist in residency at Wata, we were dealing with the selves. Like Debee created such a space that was safe for us to actually look at these things, and especially since it's predominantly brown and black bodies in that space, we're looking at how we are in the world. And I mean, this is a time when we don't, have to go all in there, but it's very hard for a lot of people of, brown and black bodies to be in the space of the world with racism and what have you, right?
Right.
So, yeah, it just, the art has now come from a place of, I feel really selfish because I'm like, what do I need to do to address what I have going on?
Yep.
And then it turns out that it helps others. So I'm like, oh, this is great. But yeah, especially where Addicted came into play. I wrote it once again as an exercise, and I thought, okay, yeah, it'll help me actually look at like my ish. But when I started performing it, we have talkbacks at the end of each show.
Right.
And people would be coming up and just talking, sharing their stories, whether it was in the talkback afterwards or coming up afterwards. And it was then that I realized, oh my goodness, this is like so much bigger than me. Like it's like you're not just here typing and writing a show. Like you're helping to heal not only yourself but anyone else who wants to come along for the ride. So it's pretty amazing to me. And first of all, thank you for sharing that, because I do feel like the things that we encounter in life aren't always great. And I think we forget too often that our fellow humans often experience similar paths, and we don't talk about it enough. And I'm very impressed and proud of the fact that you used your art and creativity to not only do that in a healing way for yourself, but found that it impacted others. And to me, that's the best kind of art we can create. So, absolutely. And the fact that you were honored with awards for this work on Addicted. So I think that says a lot about your writing and performance. So bravo. That's the cherry gravy, whipped cream, whatever on top. That's all that extra goodness. But it does, because it's scary doing that. And I had to warn my family too. Like I was like, hey, you guys, like I'm writing a play and the names will be changed to protect the innocent, but it's going in there. So, right. Get ready. And yeah. And I did mask it and all that stuff because, once again, we got to protect and honor each other. But my eldest sister was like, I'm going to be careful about what I say around you from now on. She was just like, our family gatherings are going to be much different now. Everything's going to be in code. Raven's in the room. We're only talking about nature and food. That's it. But like for real, like I think this type of work is now for me the only work that I want to create. Because it was really hard. Like I was scared. But felt like I had to do it anyways because I did. Like it just and so now it's like I'm learning to just take myself out of the way and address what needs to be addressed. So the next couple of plays that I want to write or shows or what have you, because I'm kind of dabbling in the TV realm too. I'm trying to learn how to write for TV and all that. But I'm looking at things like ancestral trauma, which isn't a very happy thing, but the way I delve into these things is like to bring the light to it, like to be like, we all got something. Yeah. Like that was the tagline for Addicted. Everybody's got something. Everybody needs something. Like we all got shit. Right. What can we do about it now? Yeah. Like what can we do to make this world in any way a better place, to make our lives better, So absolutely. Yeah.
You found your path.
I have, I think.
I think so.
Right? Can't do anything else. Too late now. So. Too late.
I mean, you don't want to go waitressing. I don't know. That seems like a lot.
Yeah. I don't think I could do that. I could try. Probably get your food cold or burnt or something. I don't know.
No, the worst one is then you realize you have to stand up for 12 hours straight, and then after about 4 hours in, your feet feel like they're going to fall off again.
Yeah, you're done. You're done.
Oh
yeah,
absolutely. It's
I essentially did that. So I mean, whilst all the way through college and everything else, I worked in pubs and bars. And I left that industry behind because I thought, that's me done. And then I was working in a job up in central London. It's like, I could really do with some extra cash. And a friend of mine had a pub. And he goes, well, I need someone to do Saturdays. And like, fine, I'll do Saturdays. And I'm literally doing 5 hours going, I don't remember it being this hard, standing up for 5 hours straight in horrible shoes that don't feel comfortable.
Yeah. Dealing with people that are hangry and rude and stuff, and just
yep, absolutely,
really?
Yes.
But also, to be fair, it's working in pubs and bars that put me off alcohol. So
there you go. The give and take, maybe, right?
Yes,
give
absolutely.
And take.
Right.
Okay, then. So let's talk about Star Trek for a minute. Then, so were you a Trekkie first of all?
I was from my mom. I inherited it from Mummy because we used to watch it, the OG, the original Star Trek. I used to cuddle up. I remember just cuddling up with her under a blanket and watching it. And yeah, I loved it.
So how much Star Trek have you seen?
I've seen all the original, and then I came back with TNG. That was my jam because that was me growing up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one that
absolutely
that resonated more with me and Picard and everybody. I
mean, if there are worse things you could be like, into,
100%.
I think. I mean, really.
Well, I only asked because I was at a convention this weekend, and somebody came up to me and said everybody has two captains. They have their favorite captain, and then the captain they would actually want to serve under.
Oh. Yeah. No, I'd want to serve under Picard for sure.
And then who's your favorite captain? Or would you? I suppose in theory you have served under Michael Burnham, so
yeah, right.
And Saru, right? So
I think I might throw Janeway in there.
Yeah,
I think I would.
See, for me, Picard is my favorite captain.
Yeah,
but I would want to serve under Janeway.
Yeah, I think that's the truth. I want to serve under Janeway, and Picard's my favorite.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Twinsies.
Twinsies. Yeah.
So what do you remember then about, what do you remember? I can't even get my words out now. What do you remember about first stepping in to the Star Trek universe as an actor?
I remember thinking I was gonna pass out, like really. I was having a very out of body experience. Like it was so surreal.
Yeah.
It was so like, and I felt like because first of all, my mom was so proud. She was so happy. She was so, and I felt like, this is such a big thing. Like I was thinking franchise, like I was thinking of like the legacy of what this means. Like I was just like, and how am I here? Like I was like, how did that happen? So glad it did, but I just didn't, it did not, like I kept pinching and it didn't feel real. And it was just an amazing day. I remember my first scene was with Doug Jones. Saru, we were doing a walkie-talkie, and he just helped to ground me right away. Like he just like made me feel like I'd been a part of the cast for years and years, and that we've been doing this for eons, and we're all good. Like he just brought it right down for me, and I love that because otherwise I would have flown away. Like I would have just been like, like for the whole shoot, like they'd be like Raven action, like I would have been that person. So, yeah, it was fun. It was challenging. I had like super long words, multi-syllabic words. Tracy Pollard is way smarter than I am, so I had to really learn how to act smart.
Yep.
And get a doctor's degree, like all the things that I had to do. But it was, that first day I will never forget. And days afterwards, like I was just like touching everything because I'm a very tactile person. So I had to touch everything in the sick bay to be like, this is real. This is happening.
It is your sick bay after all. So
right.
Yeah. And then after that, I was just like, oh yeah, we're on, right?
We're on. Yeah. Good. Was this the role you auditioned for?
Yes. Yeah. It was
good.
Do you remember much of your audition?
I do. Actually, what I remember most, though, is how I found out that I got the part. Because the audition I did, and I remember thinking, I didn't know about the Saru character, and they changed things on this side so that information isn't leaked out. But I remember thinking, ooh, I'm going to act like these guys have been my friends forever, and I'm very invested in the Saru character, and da-da-da. In the back of my mind, I was like, oh, yeah, maybe we'll have a romance or something. I didn't know who he was.
You didn't know he was a 6'5" Kelpie?
I did not know. I told Ronnie that too. I was like, so tell and anyways, we laughed. But I found out that day. It was a very weird day. I walked out of my house to see a bird, a little baby bird, on my doorstep. It had fallen out of its nest. I know. It was like a little baby robin. And I was like, oh my God. So I did everything I could to try and put on some gloves and try and will it back to life. My agent calls type of thing. And he's like, you got the role of Dr. Pollard. I'm like, what? Freaking out. And he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, what are you doing right now? I'm like, well, I'm trying to nurse a baby bird.
You're kind of holding your phone like this with a bird in one hand.
Yeah, right? Trying to figure it out. And he was like, as you were, doctor. And I was like,
oh, that's awesome.
That's
so awesome.
Fantastic.
Cute little ending to this story, because the SPCA people, the Humane Society, were like, we can't do nothing about it, whatever. The bird's going to die. I'm like, no. When I went back outside, the mother bird had come back for it. So I put it outside, and they eventually flew off together. And it was a really great
perfect.
Moment. I was like, yeah, you fly, bird, you fly.
You did that. That's what's important.
It
was a sign that you are Dr. Pollard.
I was about to say, it was Dr. Pollard's first successful patient.
Right?
Was the baby robin.
Oh, that's great.
True story.
So,
did you
go on,
go Mike.
No, you go.
Okay. Did you start building Pollard then, kind of from that moment?
I sort of, from that moment, true. And then I just was mishing together some of my favorites. So a little bit of Bones, a little bit of Crusher. I just was taking these qualities of characters that I deeply admired. And then just this sass about her came out. I was like,
yes.
Where's this attitude coming from? Because I don't have it. That's not me. But yeah, Tracy, I love her and I miss her. She was just so fun and bold in a way that I'm not necessarily, but I just admired her. I admired her smarts and how much she cares. Cares.
I mean, she felt like, she wasn't always the loudest person in the room, but you felt there was a presence about her, and I felt like she always knew everything she needed to know about the other people around her. And I think that something about her felt very essential, a part of that crew. And does that kind of quieter strength appeal to you as an actor when you're playing characters?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Because for me, it informs or allows me to start journeying into their past and why
Yeah.
they are as they are, you know? And I just find that really interesting about her, her quiet strength and her capabilities and just, yeah, just her presence. As you said, yeah, I love her. I love Tracy.
Did you
Did
give
you
her a
build a
backstory?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. Like all the characters that I have, I do a kind of thing where I chart who they are and I chart my life. So as you know, there's certain jumps in my life. I chart what are the jumps in their life. What are things that have happened that are mirrored, that are similar, that are not. And then there are times like based on what's given in the script that I just go off into dreamland and like um, recreate for myself what their history is. Yeah.
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 So what did you enjoy most about getting to be in the world of Discovery?
Mm.
Because it's one hell of a world. I mean, you jump 1,000 years in the future at one point, so there's a lot going on.
Yeah. What I loved about it, I think truly, I just have to go back to working with the cast. Like for me, Frakes, especially Jonathan Frakes as a director, um, there's something so inviting about him. First of all, he's really funny. He's really charming and disarming and all that goodness. But there's something that's just so like you have an instant rapport with him. And I loved how there were certain moments like, where the world is about to blow up type of thing and your character's like freaking out, but you can't necessarily do that in the frame of TV because it's just too big. It's just too much. And then it looks like your character's out of control and it's like, no, the situation is out of control. The doctor can be out of control. And so, he would have a way of being like guiding me or allowing me the parameters that I needed. Cause I'll go big. I'm a theater baby. So I'll go for the laughter and blow the camera lens.
You'll do the spinal tap and go to 11. Yeah.
I will go to 11. And he just had this great way of not shutting that down, but letting me know where the parameters are. Like it was just really great. I just love that about him as a director. Whereas other directors will just be like, it's terrible. Do less. What the hell are you doing? Like,
is that because he's an actor first?
I think so. I think he's an actor first, but also he's got a lot of respect for the craft in all of its forms, like from camera, actor, everything down. Like he's just got respect for this collaboration. But yeah, I think because he's an actor first, for sure.
And he knows Trek, right? Yes. I mean, he's been a part of Trek from early on in his career too. And I think, when Trek with Next Gen was kind of reinventing itself, like a lot like Discovery did for this new era, quote unquote, of Trek. And I think that's important. And we've talked, Mike and I've talked a lot about this too, about, when Frakes has directed an episode, like, because there's something
about it.
Frakes flair to what he does. And you really are drawn to that as a viewer. And I think every time we talk to, actors or people that have worked with him, they just rave about the positive experience. And I think it's unique. I have to believe that that's a unique thing in the industry. And I'm so glad that he's a part of the Trek universe because 100%. Of it.
Yeah, me too. 100%. Absolutely. Yeah.
Are there any scenes or moments? I mean, I think you were on like 16 or 17 episodes over the course of Discovery that really stand out for you?
What was the one when the dude got sucked out? Was that Cortez? The dude got sucked out. And Jonathan directed that episode too. I was like, Cortez, what did you? That moment, I know it's such a weird random one, but that moment stayed with me.
Oh, that's fantastic.
A little bit. It was, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did you anticipate being a part of the series? I mean, you were there in just about every season.
Yeah. I had not anticipated that at all, because I thought, with Wilson's Culber character coming back, like you don't really need me. Right. but they, I was like, I'm happy to be here, but the doctor's back. But it was lovely. It was a lovely surprise, and
well, I think Wilson's character needed her because he didn't come back the same person, and he had to discover himself. Yeah. And I think to have your character there beside him to help guide him, I think that's why they work so well together.
You're very astute. Absolutely, I agree. Like, I agree 100%. But just being a part of the family that much longer throughout the episodes was just pure fun, like pure joy. So
I love it.
Was there a moment for you then where you kind of really, when you realized that fans had really connected with Pollard?
Yeah, there are a few moments right early on, like really kind of like immediately from the end, because I came in like the end of season 1, episodes 14, 15 type of thing. So from then on, I was receiving wonderful letters and texts and messages and DMs and all that. And one that stood out was from a woman who was battling cancer. And she said that her oncologist is a Black woman, and how seeing me on screen just gave her hope as well and further trust in her own doctor. And I was like, wow. Because I thought, I'm just acting, you know what I mean? Playing a doctor. But the fact alone that these characters, first of all, can reach into the hearts of people, but also foster hope in ways that are like life and death. Like it was really humbling, and it was really touching, and she's doing well. So that's, good news. But it was just like, I think that's when it first hit me that I was like, oh, wow. Like the representation as it mattered for me seeing others. Yep. Now I'm able to do that for people. And that kind of like, that's when it blew my mind.
Yep. I love that, because really that's the heart of Trek, right? The hope, the curiosity, the compassion, the sense of community, all of that. But that kind of full circle moment for you, like you talking about with your mom watching the original series and seeing Nichelle Nichols on there as a Black woman, as a main character, and then being a part of Discovery, which was probably one of the most diverse casts that we've seen in Trek.
Easily.
I have to believe that was empowering at some level for you. And
like Sonequa, seeing Sonequa just being the captain, like it did something on such a visceral level, because we do need to see ourselves reflected back at us in ways that aren't like, when I first started my career, all I played was like maids and slaves. Like it was like, hookers, maids and slaves. Nothing wrong with that, but it was just, that was what was limited for us. And so now to see people, Black women in roles that are more than, it does so much. It does so much for our hearts, for our minds, for the next generation of people coming. Like, it's just, it goes way beyond just what's on the screen.
Right. And I think that's the beauty of Star Trek. And I think in its intention 60 years ago, right, with Roddenberry, he set out to have that. And I feel like shows like Discovery and things that have come even after that have really started pushing that mantra even stronger and harder, because it's needed, and we need it now probably more than ever. Absolutely. I mean, we could probably say that for every decade, but yes, we need it now. We need it now.
Absolutely.
So, you're now part of the Trek family, part of the Trek universe, and I think that's I love being able to say that to people, because I think even as an outsider, we're like, that is so cool. It's just
so
beyond
cool. It's crazy.
So cool.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's awesome. And I mean, you talked to David about when he came back from the cruise, and like, yeah, I'm still buzzing from that. It's crazy, but please go on.
Right. No, it is. And I think that just did. And the fandom is such a big part of Star Trek's universe, and has helped move the show forward at times, throughout its history. And I think it's continuing to do that in its own way. Obviously, having conversations like this in this world of technology is so important. But I'm wondering now, being a part of that, having done the one woman produced, written, acted stage play, what do you think has stayed constant with you as an artist from those early days to now?
It's gonna sound cheesy, but my childlike heart,
oh yeah,
like, that's stayed. There's this little kid Raven in me, and I mean, you can kind of see it now. Like, I'm just like, and that hasn't gone away. That kid that wants to play, even when shit is tough,
Yeah.
Even when we got to tell the hard stories, even when we got to cry and break down, even when we got to stand up for things that aren't right, like. It's just like that child heart of artistic expression and creativity that has never gone away. In fact, if anything, it's gotten brighter. And I'm so thankful for that.
Yes.
And I feel like my next phase of where I want to go, boldly going, is to help activate that in other people too.
Oh, I love that.
Awesome.
And whatever it is
that
we do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because then that'll give us the energy to deal with this world.
To deal with the lovely planet that we live on right now.
Yeah. No, it will. It will help us to
That's how we fix things.
Yeah,
that's exactly it.
It will, because we're not in tune, I don't think, enough. I mean, not to get philosophical or like I know anything, but I don't think we're in tune enough with that person that inside of us that can play and create and do things. Whether you're the math person or the musician, it doesn't matter. That sense of curiosity, we have to continue to develop that and push that forward. And I love that you're finding and wanting to find a path to do that more for others. It's critical to us moving forward as a species,
absolutely,
as a community. So I love that.
We have to heal our hearts, because everybody shows up however they need to. The doctors, the nurses, the teachers, everyone, the janitors,
Yes.
like everybody. And it's a way to, once again, like, not get too philosophical or on a soapbox of any kind, but it's how we'll survive. Like, it's how we will be able to stand up to the atrocities that are happening now,
Yes.
And how we'll be able to also self-regulate and heal ourselves in the world that's draining us, Yeah.
Yes.
I'm on that. I'm on it. Don't worry, I'm on it. Literally.
Not that we're going to hold you to it, but we.
So the next show then is The World According to Raven, yeah?
Yeah,
yes.
I'll have it all figured out. It's all good.
Going to look for that. I want it to be a weekly program we can tune into. So there you go.
Weekly? No, daily. Come on.
Daily. We may need it.
So when you look back at your journey so far, what's the one thing you're most proud of?
Oh, wow.
Told you, we only do the hard questions.
Only the hard ones.
Oh my gosh. I think it's gotta be the play Addicted. I think it's really I'm the most proud of that. Because it really went there. Like, it went to places that have to be brought to the light, like, literally. And one of the goals of that show, I felt, was to destigmatize the thoughts of addiction, and how we view it and how we view people that are struggling. So yeah, it was going in there, telling the story, bearing of my own self, looking at my own shadow, and yeah, just connecting with the community in a real way. The first show that I had when my teacher came, we took it to London, Ontario. And so our very first show, I told them, let's litter the house with frontline workers, counselors, addicts, everybody, like just the people. And sure enough, the house that night was just full of us. And the energy in the room was crazy. It was amazing. Afterwards at the talk back, it was intense. It was beautiful. People were sharing their stories. And one gentleman, he couldn't have been more than 17, 18. He stood up and he was like, tonight's my first night sober.
Wow.
What do I do? Yeah. And everybody in the room was like we just, the air went out of the room. We were just like, okay. And he's like, what do I do? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the moment too when I was like, oh, this is so much way bigger than me. But I'm so thankful to be here, to be able to hold these types of spaces so that we can have these conversations that need to be had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where art and community and healing meet. You did that. You did that.
We did that as a huge community. So yeah, we do it. We do it together. Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah. Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more.
Absolutely.
Good.
So for those people who are watching and listening and who are trying to build a creative life of their own, what would you want them to hear from you?
Oh, wow. So sit yourself down, check in with your heart. Always check in with your heart. It will tell you where to go and what to do, what you want to express. Always check in with that. Don't worry about all the outside noise. That's what I say to people. Don't worry about the outside noise, what's out there. Create what you feel drawn to. And now we're in a time when we don't need networks and what have you. You can create something on the phone and post it on YouTube. You know, like you can create your own music. There's so much things available to you. So I say the first thing is blocking out everything else though. Like just tuning into yourself and hearing what it is that you really want to say and want to do. And then just taking a chance and doing it, believing that you can. Like, have fun. Try and allow yourself to be. Try not to judge. Just dive in and check in with your heart. It won't lead you astray. Ever.
Sound advice. Very sound advice.
Yep.
So where you've talked a little bit about, what you want to be doing, but what are you working on now, and where can people find out more about what you're doing?
So I am in the writing phases of things, so it's kind of like, I don't know where you could find me. I'm in my room.
Your address is 123. No,
yeah, right.
Right? You want to watch me type? I don't know. Not that exciting. But no, seriously. What can I say? I have a few shows that are coming out. One is called SkyMed. They haven't released a date for that yet. These are shows that were filmed here in Canada. SkyMed is pretty interesting. St. Pierre is another show. I think that'll be coming out actually March 30th. That's what you can see immediately. My writing, I'm really hopeful that it will turn into something that can be seen, like a series or what have you. But right now, I'm really just in the developmental stages. So stay tuned.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the best I got for you.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it.
So we have one final question. Obviously, this year Star Trek celebrates its 60th anniversary. And obviously with you being part of the newer era of Trek, would love to close this with Raven Dauda. What does Star Trek mean to you?
Star Trek means to me boldly going, where I have never gone before. Doing new things. It does. Doing new things, trying new things, and saying, what the heck? What have I got to lose? I want to change the world.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That is awesome. Raven, thank you so much for coming on. It's been mad, it's been chaos, but it's also been wonderful, and I love every minute of it.
Every minute.
You've never had a guest like me, have you?
No, not at all. Well, I don't know.
You've met some of your fellow actors, right?
We've had a couple.
That's true. All right.
You're definitely up there in the top 2. Don't worry.
That's what you say to everybody. Next week's like, you're my favorite. You're in the top 2. It's okay. I don't blame you.
We don't, but now we're going to.
Yes. No. For everybody watching and listening at home, remember you can catch up more of us here at the Clonestar Podcast at our website, clonestarpodcast.com. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that bell icon, so you get notified when we next upload. Once again, a massive thank you to Raven and to our dear friends over at Cool Water Productions. And remember, be brave, be bold, and boldly go.